Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. And guys, straight off the bat, if you are wondering why a couple of websites were down, it is most likely because Akamai, or Akamai, I don't know how you pronounce it, was down, which I believe is the DNS provider, and a lot of different websites use that, so bada boom, bada bing, a lot of websites went down. I think even in the Netherlands, a ton of the most important websites went, and I saw quite a lot of panic. Having said that, Bybit also went down for a little while, which I think a lot of you guys must be wondering too. It's now fixed though. It might show Bybit Global, but I'm talking with the support, and a lot of you guys have most likely asked that too. Everything looks to be good, and I think it will be fixed pretty soon here, all right? So no worries, at least no worries on my end. And I still think the Bybit competition is an extremely cool thing. Make sure you check it out, 30,000 XRP 2B1. And let's move right into the news of today. Well, actually I have one question. Did you guys even notice that some stuff went down or not? Let me know in the comment section down below. All right, 219 million XRP transferred to Bitstamp, while XRP approaches 60 cents. An amount close to 220 million XRP has been shifted to the Bitstamp crypto exchange. The transfer totals $123 million in fiat. So that is a rather big little movement of money. Popular blockchain tracking platform Whale Alert has noticed this, and let's quickly read. According to Whale Alert, Bitstamp first received 19.3 million XRP, equal to about $10 million, and a short while later, it received a whopping 200 million XRP, which is about $112 million worth. Details of the transaction provided by BitThumb analytics platform show that both times the transfers were made by the US-based crypto exchange Uphold, and that is where the most interesting part comes to me. Uphold to Bitstamp is not really a usual transfer that we see quite often. So in this specific case here, I'm actually not sure exactly what went on. It's not an exchange outflow, it's not an exchange inflow, or it's both. And we don't know if it was the exchange themselves or if it was a customer with a huge amount of XRP or what exactly happened right there. It could have even theoretically speaking have been a hack had we not known this was too many hours ago. But it's a really strange situation. Earlier today reported that 84 million XP were moved by Bybit to Binance. That is not necessarily a good thing. Then again, I usually see this as a way of somebody made a freaking ton of profit over on Bybit, and since spot is coming, but it's not completely fixed for XRP just quite yet, they most likely moved it to Binance. Then again, it could also be that they were just playing too much over on Bybit. They were trading too much, and they've switched over to Binance to trade over there. Who knows? And Coinbase crypto weight shifted 83 million XRP coins between its wallets. So in total, like 400 million-ish XRP has been sent over the last like 24 hours or so. It's pretty crazy, pretty huge. Here's another couple of honest BUSD, never mind. I thought like, wow, that's also a lot of money. But by the way, if you're hearing wind, can't really do too much about that. It's the way that things go sometimes. And hopefully you guys will cut me some slack. Now, apparently, Bitstamp, however, is in the group of XRP suspenders, which makes things even more strange to me. Binance US, Bitstamp, and Coinbase are among the major crypto trading venues that suspended XRP trading in January of this year. I didn't even know that. I've never used Bitstamp before, I think, yet I always use Bitstamp if I'm checking things over on TradingView, yet, again, I didn't know. Again, why did this happen? Well, Bitstamp and Coinbase and all those stopped it because of this lawsuit. Along with Ripple Labs itself, the defendants in this suit are Barrett Garlinghouse and yada, yada, yada. The other co-founder, Jim McCaleb, who was the first CTO and again a co-founder of Ripple, he also had XRP. The rest I think here is not important, except for this little fact right here, which we're going to be covering pretty soon. As reported by you today earlier, Stellar has become interested in acquiring former Ripple partner, US-based remittance giant Moneygram, adding a bit of irony to this rivalry. As in 2014, McCaleb founded Stellar, a rival company to Ripple Labs. Debatable, but it's to some degree a rival because of the same technology with different purposes. Then again, if you're the same technology and you're two different companies, you're kind of rivals, right? As its own native token, the companies are chasing similar goals to transform remittance and payments for banks and other financial institutions. Sometimes I do wonder why he switched from Ripple to Stellar, like what made him quit. And I think if I could ever land an interview with him, that's the first question I would ask. Why leave Ripple? Because Moneygram is now actually, again, to kind of go further with our first story, Moneygram has left Ripple. It kind of sounds like a divorce, but now they stopped working with Ripple because of the lawsuit, and then Stellar swooped it up. And since Jeb McCaleb has not been sued in the case here, and is working for Stellar, yet some people are, saying he's still with Ripple / XRP and the whole plan. Some people are basically speculating these two things. One, Jim McKellop is doing this kind of mock Ripple / XRP. They got a partnership first, and now they're trying to get it because they can, and Ripple can't anymore. And it fits because it's the same type of technology that that Moneygram already made a kind of a Rails for. And another idea would be that Jed McKellop is in on all of this. Together with Ripple, they basically are playing under one hat. And since MoneyGram had to leave Ripple, they can now work with Stellar, which again can kind of maybe work at some degree with Ripple. I'm not exactly sure about that. And I saw a couple of other theories out there, but these were the two most prominent ones. As reported by You Today earlier, Stellar has become where were we now? More interested in acquiring this. MoneyGram suspended its partnership with Ripple that had lasted for almost 3 years after the SEC announced a lawsuit against Ripple. It later terminated its collaboration agreement with Ripple completely, and Ripple in its turn disposed of all MoneyGram stock it held, and now Stellar is trying to buy it. It's an interesting situation, and here it was. Stellar Foundation eyes MoneyGram takeover. Money transfer provider MoneyGram has been reportedly approached by the Stellar Development Foundation over potential acquisition. Oh yeah, I remember now. Some people are saying that he is selling his XRP, putting it into the foundation to actually buy the MoneyGram stock. Then again, I'm not exactly sure how the Stellar upper layer works anymore, because you have Donnell Dixon from the Stellar Foundation itself. I'm not sure exactly what McCallop's role is in the foundation itself, so I'm not going to quote on all of that. All right, so citing unnamed people familiar with the matter, Bloomberg claims that Stellar is working on the potential acquisition in partnership with Advent International, a Boston-based private equity firm specializing in international buyouts. According to the report, no final decision has been reached so far, but both Stellar and Advent could opt to not proceed with the deal, the sources added. Stellar is a crypto network focused on these payments. We all know it. And as I just said before, it is rather interesting. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to go through and pull through. In November 2019 already, Ripple acquired a 10% stake in MoneyGram after investing $50 million. After investing $50 million in it, actually it was $30 million with an option to buy completely $50 million. But the thing is, guys, I'm not sure exactly what happened just now, but the computer shut itself down, so the recording went a little bit cracky. I hope I can recover the most of what I just said. Then again, the point I just wanted to make after that was basically that right now the SEC is going to be needing approval. No, sorry, so let's say it differently. Stellar is going to be needing approval from the SEC to do this, yet we've also already raised an issue that Jed McKellop has never really gotten into contact with the SEC like that to acquire stuff, at least not as far as we know. Now, I'm going to wonder if Stellar basically is going to just run scotch-free to buy MoneyGram now that this lawsuit is going on for two reasons. One, basically, Ripple makes one point that they were allowed to buy and basically serve MoneyGram with XRP, yet later on they said everything was wrong a couple years later, and they kind of also looked bad at MoneyGram. Now, a couple years later, Stellar, a company working with XLM, is also going to be allowed to get into it. Then all of a sudden they're going to kind of sue Stellar afterwards, saying, "Oh no, you did something wrong with the XLM stuff." It's going to be a really strange situation. So I'm just wondering how that part is going to play out. If you guys are wondering about that too, let me know in the comment section down below. Once more, guys, check out the Bybit competition. Just quickly shouting that one out. Grayscale CEO Michael Sonnenschein, investors are not waiting to add crypto to their portfolios, he said. Grayscale CEO Michael Sonnenschein said investors are not waiting to add crypto to their portfolios. Specifically, Sonnenschein touched on the topic of investing in crypto assets and their volatility. He stated that crypto investors know that volatility will be part of the process, and most Grayscale investors, however, do not look at the short-term price movements or short-term volatility. Sonnenschein argues that crypto investments are mostly taken for the medium to long term, like Elon Musk, for example. That is why he does not think that people are terribly struck by dramatic movements on the market. Grayscale CEO Sonnenschein spoke with Bloomberg to share insights onto their new Grayscale DeFi fund, and that's again when he kind of said it. Now, I think it's really smart from Grayscale to kind of diversify, because I think a lot of players want to get into DeFi too, as they right now, for example, might have an entire portfolio filled with, just normal banking stuff. They might want to also expand beyond that, going into the decentralized banking, the decentralized finance. And then another really cool article, at least I found, Singapore offers crypto a safe haven in turbulent times. This crypto-friendly city-state is home to the founders of Ethereum, Binance, and NFT collector Metakovan. For how long? Singapore is fast becoming Asia's financial center, and crypto companies have been attracted by its forward-looking policies, but it's yet to issue any licenses. So the thing is, right now, almost every crypto company can just go to Singapore and be fine. The thing is, though, is because they haven't really made a statement that they cannot be fined, basically. So if you're over there, it's a really small chance you're doing something that's not allowed, but you're not officially doing something that is allowed, if you guys get my drift. So you're kind of in the neutral territory, but at least not doing something bad, which is in a lot of other countries a more prominent issue. For example, in the UK, it's really easy to do something bad. It's really easy to not get a license and then just be, completely left in the dark. In Singapore, though, it's a little bit more difficult. And that's again why it's right now the center of crypto. I would even go as far as to say that Singapore right now in this world and time and date is the center of cryptocurrencies for the most part. Because if you really look up at how many companies are there, it is ridiculous. And the US is not as progressive as Singapore is either. I guess Russia is also really big with the smaller cryptos. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I guess China is also big because, well, they're big and everything, but they're really not so progressive towards it at all. The US has a lot of projects because, well, it's another really technologically advanced country. The Netherlands is also quite big in that regard. Japan is big in adoption, but I guess ultimately Singapore is just the one that I always think of whenever I'm thinking crypto and this sort of tech revolution type of stuff. But maybe I'm biased. I'm not sure. I just wanted to quickly update you guys with that. All right, guys, that was it for today's video. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. And I will definitely see you guys again in another crypto video later today.